Hello guys, and welcome to episode 2 of our expose series about the channels Pet is Life, Love for Pets and pawtv. To begin with, just a quick mention about the owner of the channels. So this is the man. He lives in Lahore, Pakistan, and we suspect that he is a grim psychopath. He is endowed with an overactive imagination that he uses to abuse cats. He pretends to rescue them, but we have a lot of proof that it's right on the contrary and that he is lying all the time. He gives colors to the story of each cat so that it's more realistic and attractive for the viewers and brings him more YouTube views and profit. So today we're gonna tell you the story of Lucky, the crippled kitten who was under his care and who was never taken to the vet. So let's get started. The first video of Lucky is from April 17th. As per usual on this channel, we can see a small kitten that appears out of nowhere. Farouk just says, "We rescued this orphan kitten," and that's it. There is no mention of how the supposed rescue operation looked like, where he found him, what had happened to the kitten's mother, and we can see no footage of the rescue operation. There is just a newborn kitten in a box. From the very beginning, Lucky does not seem to be a weak or sick kitten. You can tell that he is strong and vital because he cries loudly and searches for mother's milk. It really does not seem that something is wrong with the kitten. By the way, the Siamese cat who became Lucky's adopted mother already has her 3 kittens, and interestingly, Farouk says that the cat was sold for money. What does that mean? Does he want to say that he bought this Siamese cat together with her kittens? From what he says, he found the announcement on social media. So it turns out that he doesn't have the money to neuter his cats or take them to the vet, but he's got the money to buy himself purebred cats. That is interesting. Then Lucky was placed with Rainbow and was raised together with her kittens. We can see that he still has all the signs of a healthy kitten. He is able to hold his head up, which means there's no neurological disorder. He is crawling for milk exactly the way Kali does, so we can state that they are at the similar stage of development. And he's got a good appetite, which is also a very good sign. Congenital defects can be already observed in newborn kittens, and they can cause cosmetic abnormalities, physical impairments, and sometimes death. But Lucky looks normal. He can nurse normally, breathe normally, and move normally for his age, so we can state that there's surely no congenital defect in Lucky. On April 22nd, all of a sudden, we have adoption plans for Lucky popping out. There will be many of those, so let's just call it adoption number 1. So Farouk says that someone called him and asked for Lucky because their cat has lost their kitten. And here's what he says. Someone wants Lucky for their sad cat as a kitten. There is possibility that I might give Lucky for adoption to that sad cat. So basically what he's trying to say is that he wants to adopt out a newborn kitten that should not be separated from their mother under no circumstances at such a young age to please someone's cat. So Lucky is treated now as an item that can be given to anybody at any moment. Does this story even make sense? No, it doesn't. It was obviously made up. Then on the video from April 25th, we can spot a difference in Lucky's behavior compared to his adopted sisters. Maxie is able to put her feet on the ground already and walk a bit, but Lucky is not. He's still crawling or just lying on the floor. But Farouk says that he believes that Lucky is weak, and that is why he cannot walk. So he diagnoses him himself and says that he will keep trying and help Lucky walk. Okay, so he knows already that Lucky will require help. Isn't that strange that the kitten's condition deteriorated? Is it possible for a healthy kitten to transform into a crippled kitten within just few days? Yes, it is possible. What is more, a man can do this, with no visible injury to the kitten's body, for example by shaking them. Let me show you a list of possible dangers of shaking a kitten. As we can read on the website kingbile.com, picking up your cat and shaking him may have a lot of negative effects on his health, ranging from brain damage to negative personality changes. Let's talk about the case of brain damage. We can read that the blood vessels in the surface of your cat's brain are very soft and tender and can easily rupture when you forcefully shake your cat. This leads to interruption of blood flow, resulting in brain damage. This happens because such unexpected movements cause your cat's brain to move randomly within its skull, which leads to tearing of blood vessels, tissues and nerves, thereby resulting in developmental brain delays. Another case is so-called shaken cat syndrome. If you shake a cat, it may have brain damage that causes one or more serious problems, such as cerebral palsy with muscle stiffness that leads to awkward movements, emotional or behavior problems, seizures, vision problems, hearing problems, intellectual disabilities. Some kittens die from their injuries. Another point refers to neurological concerns, which are common in cats with shaken cat syndrome and can include seizure disorders, impaired motor and sensory skills. Such cats may have, for example, balance and visual problems and may require neurological therapy. To sum it up, the consequences of forcefully shaking your cat may include poor feeding, vomiting, irritability, seizures, drowsiness, breathing problems, coma or apnea. Judging from the above, we can presume that something happened to Lucky under Farouk's care, and it was something that inhibited his development and caused serious walking problems. On May 2nd, we have adoption number 2 coming. So Farouk says that Lucky will live in a day or two, and that the vet says that his chances to be normal are 50-50. He says, that is why we are sending him to other area to other vet. I am trying to arrange a family for him and a mother cat. Plus, I will pay his vet expenses. So he is trying to say that Lucky went to vet, but they did not tell him what Lucky suffers from. Instead, they know that his chances to recover are 50-50. Here we have the diagnosis number 2. That is why Farouk is sending him to other area to other vet and separates him from the mother. Lucky is only about 3 weeks old right now and he's sending him somewhere. What is more, he does not have a new family and a new cat mother for him yet. He's still searching, although it's confirmed already that Lucky is leaving in a day or two. So where does he plan to place him if he does not find the family? At the vet clinic? Or in the open air? And what was wrong with the vet number 1 that Lucky has to go to vet number 2? Anyway, this is clearly a farewell to Lucky, and Farouk suggests that he will be gone. Then, under the next video, somebody asked about an update on Lucky in the comment section, and Farouk responded that Lucky will pay him a visit soon. So Lucky was supposed to change the region, and Farouk claims he's no longer with him, but he can visit him anytime, so it's like the crippled kitten Lucky is like a tourist now. A tourist who travels around the country and can appear here, there and everywhere. Guess what we've got on May 10th? Farouk says that Lucky is back for a day or two. Lucky is here for checkup. So, a couple of days ago, he was supposed to change region to be treated by a different vet, and now he's back to Farouk for a checkup. Okay, Mr. Farouk, you're rambling again. By the way, Lucky looks terrible in this video. He doesn't even move much. Now we've got the diagnosis number 3. Farouk says, vet told that he has problem in his left front leg, which is not treatable, but he will walk as he grows. Well, as you can see, Lucky has got a problem with all of his legs and with coordination, so the left leg is surely not more concerned than his other legs. So we don't know which vet made this diagnosis. Vet number 1 or vet number 2, or when was it made, but there's no treatment to that, and growing up will be the cure for some kind of severe condition or even brain damage that Lucky seems to have. We can read, vet told us, you don't need to do anything. He will walk with time, just exercise. May 13th. At this point, Farouk probably thought that the viewers already forgot about the previous versions of Lucky's story, or maybe he forgot himself what he said before, so he starts all over again. There is no mention of adoption, moving to other region, Lucky being his guest, etc. He's just back under his care again. And Farouk is filming him as if nothing ever happened. Now Lucky is practicing to walk and he is having treatment. So what treatment does he have? If Farouk just said in the previous video that no treatment at all is needed. Interesting. Farouk is just filming his struggle and basically we just watch Lucky crawl and suffer. But according to Farouk, the kitten is progressing. Another recording from May 13th. Here's the diagnosis number 4. Farouk says, when he starts eating, he will be strong. In a week or 10 days time, he will start running because he's getting stronger day by day. In fact, Lucky is getting weaker day by day. So here, eating more was picked as a cure to Lucky's condition. May 16th. Farouk says, Lucky will be fine in the coming days. And he is improving day by day after the therapy. So we have the mysterious therapy again. Next, Farouk says, let's hope he will start running before his adoption. So adoption plans popping out again. This is a good one. Farouk says, we are doing our best besides lack of facilities. So he's a wealthy man who owns a huge house, cars and motorbikes, who lives in second largest city in Pakistan, who collects money from people via PayPal, and he dares to say he lacks facilities. Remember that in Pakistan, which is a poor country, owning a house is a privilege, and only about 14% of the society have a good financial situation. And he does belong to that group. But he's still trying to pretend that he's poor and that he lives in the woods. May 25th. Lucky's condition is still deteriorating. He's not even able to try to walk. He's lying on the ground and crying desperately. May 26th. The video is entitled Orphan Kitten is Eating Cat Food for the First Time, and we can see tiny Lucky trying to swallow dry food. He crunches it with much effort and almost chokes. But according to Farouk, he's got big teeth to eat, and he does not need any extra milk. In fact, solid food should be introduced to kittens at the age of about 5 weeks. But weaning a kitten from a 100% milk diet to solid food is a very slow process, because they need to get used to chewing and not suckling anymore. You should never replace milk with solid food within just 1 day. The transition period is necessary. At this age, kittens like their food a little lumpy, so they can chew easily. That is why we need to prepare a gruel for them. Mix wet cat food with formula or water, and if you want to add some dry food, it should be well moistened before. A kitten like Lucky needs wet food only because he may have problems with his muscles. Clearly he has problems with swallowing and may easily choke on the dry chunks. So Farouk calls himself a rescuer, but he does not know the basics of caring for kittens. He also does not know how to handle a disabled kitten who cannot walk by himself. He handles Lucky carelessly with one hand and puts him, for example, on bricks, on plants, or on another kitten's head. May 27th. We can hear the diagnosis number 5. Farouk says, "It's not about back legs or front legs. I feel it's his brain." So Lucky still hasn't been diagnosed by a vet, and Farouk only speculates about the reasons of Lucky's disability. At the same time, he is hoping Lucky will walk properly in spite of severe brain damage that he obviously has. So the poor little guy struggles with his condition for all this time and still does not receive any professional help. May 30th. The diagnosis number 6. Farouk says, "Now I can say he will be fine for 80 to 90%. He keeps repeating that the walking abilities of Lucky depend on how hard he practices and on the kind of floor he is on. While this is not a matter of practice, but something is definitely wrong with the kitten's health." In the meantime, people start to realize that something is not okay in this whole story. Let me show you some of the comments that we've captured. They may no longer be there because Farouk searches through the comment section and removes all the comments of people who discovered the truth or who ask too many questions. So the observant people already know that Lucky is in a very bad condition and that he has never been diagnosed by a vet. They know that the kitten is slowly dying. A video from June 1st, and Farouk rambles again about Lucky's diet. He says, "Shopkeepers told me not give him much wet food. Give him once in a day or in 2 days. They said wet food is best for new starters." So now he wants us to believe he consults Lucky's diet with some shopkeeper. I wonder why wet food would be forbidden for Lucky, because wet food should be a base of any cat's diet, especially those with swallowing problems. But Lucky receives dry food all the time, so the risk of him choking on it increases day by day. June 5th. We see Lucky struggle to walk again. Seems that he's got worse moments and better moments, and here he was captured when trying to walk. So the title is "Orphan Kitten Walking Properly After a Long Treatment." Farouk claims again that Lucky has improved after the mysterious treatment that was never registered on camera. He says, "I worked very hard along with my brother to make him walk. He will be normal." At the same time, he contradicts himself again by answering somebody's comment. So he says, If you are following him, then you must know that I am already doing his treatment. He will suffer this till he will get big enough to start eating and get stronger. There is nothing a vet can do with such kind of problems. Probably he was born with this problem. So first he says he's doing Lucky's treatment, and then he says that the vet said that nothing can be done to such kind of problems. So what exactly is Lucky's problem? We will never get to know that from Farouk. June 6th. Farouk wants Lucky to walk on the hard floor and says this is only a matter of practice. So again, there is nothing to practice. Lucky is just crippled and does not receive any veterinary help. So it's impossible for him to improve. June 9th, and a video entitled Orphan Kitten Refusing to Do His Daily Training and Exercise. So Farouk wants us to believe that there is some training going on. Then he says, it's his training day and he's not in the mood. So does Lucky train every day or not? Farouk cannot make up his mind here. Here you can also spot that Lucky has some problem with his right eye. At the end, Farouk says, so you people won't see his training today, as if we've ever seen a training before. By the way, Lucky must be hiding behind the carrier from Farouk for some reason. He clearly wants to avoid his touch. On June 12th, there is adoption number 3 coming. Farouk says, I got a call for adoption, so Tigress and Lucky might go for their forever home. So it's difficult to find a forever home for a kitten in every country in the world, except for Pakistan, where you don't even have to look for it. People just call you and ask for adoption. Does Lucky seem ready for adoption to you? June 13th. Lucky is in a very bad shape. He is skinny and very, very weak. It's hard to imagine what the poor kitten is going through. In the comment section we can find a very accurate comment. Somebody said, your prince is dying. After he's dead, you'll still be propping him up next to his mother cat. Oh look, how cute! They really love each other. June 13th. Lucky can barely walk and hold his head up to eat. According to Farouk, he is leaving for adoption the next day. So he found him a new home within 2 days. Wow! He announces that this video is the last one with Lucky. But Farouk is an upstanding guy, so he says, in case his new family thinks that they can't take responsibility, then they will inform me and I will bring him back. Another video that day. According to Farouk, Lucky is walking properly and the vet gave him some extra supplements. He's trying to explain the situation somehow and justify Lucky's bad condition. So he says, tomorrow, he means yesterday, he was sleeping, that is why people thought he is ill. You can judge by Lucky's sore eyes that he suffers a lot. Also on June 14th, we have diagnosis number 7. Lucky is having vitamins and calcium deficiency. Farouk says that he is taking it on daily basis. The title is also interesting. Here we can read, Orphan disabled kitten walking perfectly after eating his favorite food for the first time. So Lucky ate the food that gave him superpowers for the first time, but at the same time the food was his favorite already. And another video the same day. Orphan kitten visiting vet for his regular treatment. So there's the treatment again. The supposed vet visit probably consisted of taking Rainbow to the groomer. Again, he's got the money to have his cats groomed, but he's got no money to neuter them or provide veterinary care. We have found an interesting comment by Farouk. It's actually very funny how easily he makes things up. So somebody asked why Lucky has hardly any hair, and Farouk responded, his stray kitten and stray kitten don't have much hairs. This is very common here. It's not about Lucky, this breed usually don't have heavy fur. I thought that Lucky was his kitten, but it turns out that he's still a stray in his care. And did you know that stray cats are a separate cat breed? June 19th, and we get to the last video of Lucky, which is hard to watch. The poor guy has swollen eyes and can barely move. He's trying to eat for the last time. We will never see this poor soul again. Farouk says, I will ask for his pic or video in a month or two. Let's see how he will be. And this is the end of Lucky's story. People keep asking him about Lucky, but he either ignores the questions or says that he is same as he was here, or that he is fine. Of course, people still comment on the whole situation, but their words quickly disappear. So as you can see, Lucky was most probably harmed on purpose, not taken to the vet on purpose, and went to so-called adoption, like hundreds of kittens before him, used for views and money on these channels. This was only one exemplary story told by Farouk. He documents all his lies himself in the subtitles by saying something else in every video. Each kitten has their own story, but many of them are similar. He brings a healthy kitten into his house, and the kitten ends up crippled, dead, or crippled and then dead. Given the fact that he takes dozens of cats each month, sometimes even each week, hundreds of cats and kittens already went missing during his YouTube activity. There was never an update on anyone. Whoever watches our videos, I'm begging you, please report his channels and his videos to YouTube. Please educate others and spread awareness about this issue. Share this video among your friends and ask them to report too. Add it to your playlist. Just do whatever you can. We really need your help to stop the craze of fake animal rescues on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next episode.